Hi guys, my name is Bunjung Kang. I'm 15 and I'm a member of Youth Cultural Corps, which is a group explaining and introducing Korean culture and history to the foreigners. Because of this terrifying disease COVID-19 going on everywhere, we can't really have a tour outside looking for historical heritage. But no worries. I'm filming this video, which I'm trying to give you an explanation by this video. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So, where we're going to visit today by online tour is 종로구. If you guys have ever been to Korea, most of you might have visited 종로구, and I heard that 80% of foreigners visited 종로구. So let's see why this place is so famous. In 1392, when Seonggae established the country Joseon, he needed a place as Joseon's capital. The capital shouldn't be too open so enemies can't access easily. And they also needed a fertile land because Joseon was an agricultural society. Then he found a perfect place for a capital, which was Hanyang, today's Seoul. Hanyang had 4 huge mountains surrounding it, which made enemies hard to come into the city. It also blocked the cold wind blowing from the north. Also, there was Han River flowing in the middle of the city, which made the land enough fertile so agriculture works well. And they can also exchange goods by foreign ships coming to the river. Yeah, it was the exact place where Seonggae needed as a capital. So Hanyang started to develop. The king lived in Hanyang, and the noblemen, aristocrats started to work in Hanyang. And 종로구 takes a big part in Hanyang. It has lots of cultural heritage. Now let's take a look at this map. I told you the 4 mountains surrounding the city, right? And our first place is one of these 4 mountains, Inongsan. Inongsan is about 340 meters, and it was named Inong because of the Buddhist temple in Inongsan called Inong Temple. And Inongsan is made of granite, so it is famous for its unique shape of rocks. This is called Sonbawi, which seems like 2 Buddhist monks are standing. This is Mojabawi, which seems like a hat. In spring, the flowers blossom beautifully, so since we can't go in closed and crowded places, I recommend you visiting Inongsan. Here comes our second spot, Pimakgor. Pimakgor means the alley to avoid horses. And what does that really mean? As I told you previously, royal family including the king and noblemen, aristocrats, and other high classes used to live in Hanyang. So the common people always had to bow when the aristocrats on horses passed the street. So they used pimakgor, which only common people used. So they really don't have to bow every time they pass the street. In Pimakgor, there was and there are many restaurants, and I enjoy having lunch in Pimakgor a lot. Now let's move on to the next spot. Next spot is Jongmyo, the ancestral shrine for kings in Joseon. I think this might sound new to you. In Joseon, people had to pay their respect to their ancestors. And this is because of the Eastern thought of Joseon called Confucianism. Confucianism is a status that a Chinese scholar Confucian made. Confucian in Confucianism says that every human in the earth are all kind. However, it's nonsense and it's kind of awkward because in the society, many bad things and conflicts happen. So Confucius says that bad things happen because people don't know how to have good relationship with others. And that means if everyone knows how to have great relationships between humans, the world will be utopia. So, to make the world as utopia, Joseon selected Yu-Gi-Oh as their base thought so they can know about good human relationships. And one of the thoughts in Confucianism say that when there's youngers and elders, youngers should pay respect to elders. So they made this ancestral shrine called Jongmyo, and they made it really enormous in case they can show how much respect they paid to their ancestors. In this ancestral shrine, they serve the spirit tablets because they think the spirits of their ancestors are in the tablet. I've been in Jongmyo last year, and personally I thought it was brilliant. I especially like the snow piled on the roof, so I recommend you visiting someday in winter. Now let's move on to our next spot, Pukchon. Pukchon is a village between Gyeongbok and Changdeok Palace, and it means the northern village of Joseon's capital city, Hanyang. Pukchon is a traditional village which has history of 600 years. In Pukchon, noblemen, I said previously, who had strong power often lived, and there were lots of big houses too. However, in Japanese occupation, Japanese heard that Pukchon is very good to live, so they tried to move to Pukchon. So, Japan made all the people out in Pukchon and let the Japanese people in. However, since the land was so big, they sold the land, Japanese sold the land, and Joseon man called Chung Se-won bought all the land. Then he divided the land into small parts and sold it to Joseon people who didn't have their own house. And it was really special that he sold it in a really low price. And by the money he earned, he gave it all to the Joseon's crew, which was making a Korean dictionary. Pukchon Hanok village is also famous for its beautiful photo spots. In this village, you can see 8 views and 8 photo spots. This is the end of our online tour. We couldn't meet face to face, but I wish this video interested you. Also, I wish this disease to end quickly and we can hang out really visiting the heritage. Thank you and enjoy your time. Bye!